Was the Marvel Legends Silver Surfer mini comic book Wave 2 actually worth the wait? I skipped the $100 Walgreens Silver Surfer back in 2022, and I passed on the HasLab Silver Surfer 2. Now, this mini comic book Wave Silver Surfer is finally here. But did the comic book accessory hold the figure back? Or is this truly the only Silver Surfer Marvel Legends collectors will ever need? Let's find out. In hand, the Marvel Legends Silver Surfer from the mini comic Wave 2 is essentially a blank male Marvel Legends body finished in shiny silver paint. When this figure was first revealed, I honestly was expecting Hasbro to use the newer body molds like Vulcan, but that was not the case here. Instead, it uses an older Sunfire-style torso featuring the classic ab crunch and waist swivel combo. In his debut in Fantastic Four number 48, Norrin Radd was depicted as sleek rather than bulky. Jack Kirby originally envisioned Silver Surfer as a lean, ethereal being, a cosmic wanderer, not a bodybuilder. Because of this, while the Sunfire buck is definitely showing its age, the slighter build actually stays faithful to the classic 1966 Silver Surfer aesthetics. During his solo run starting with Silver Surfer number 1, John Buscema took over the artwork. While he kept the Surfer lean, he added a much more anatomical definition, a more traditionally heroic muscle structure compared to Kirby's smoother minimalist design. There is a peg hole on the back for an action figure flight stand, which helps with classic Silver Surfer surfing poses. However, unlike the HasLab Silver Surfer, this release does not include a surfboard base, so this is one area where the outdated peg hole actually becomes useful. One genuine upgrade here is the Pinless double-jointed elbows and knees. But when you bend the limbs, you can clearly see the gray plastic base underneath. It slightly breaks the illusion and does make me worry that over time, the silver paint on the body could rub off and negatively affect the overall aesthetic of the figure. Silver Surfer does come with his silver surfboard, sculpted with 5 vertical lines and featuring a single peg for 1 foot. The single peg is sufficient to keep him standing on the board. But I did notice that there is somewhat a singular paint crack or paint rub on the surface of the surfboard. It's hard to notice unless you look closely, and thankfully it's not on the body of the figure. At least not yet. While testing different poses, I noticed paint chips on my hand, which most likely came from the hinge of Silver Surfer's hands when articulating them. After that, I noticed a small dot on the upper thigh, and it gradually gets larger whenever the sides of the crotch area make contact with it. So be careful when posing Silver Surfer, especially in wider stands, so you don't run into the same issues I did. I'm worse than a 4-year-old, which is the minimum age for this figure. Probably I am 4, pretending to be a 40-year-old. Who knows? Fun bit lore of here. Jack Kirby surprised Stan Lee with the surfboard design. Surfboards were extremely popular among the youth in the 1960s, and Kirby was frankly tired of drawing spaceships. So instead, he created the Herald of Galactus riding a sleek cosmic surfboard. The indestructible flying board can be controlled by a single thought from Norrin Radd. One thing I noticed is this board is slightly thinner. Compared to the art of Silver Surfer number 1, the board is wider, something similar to the HasLab Silver Surfer action figure. In the comments below, let me know, are you happy with this type of surfboard for Silver Surfer? Or do you want it wider? Or something like the classic art of Jack Kirby? It looks like an actual surfboard with fins, or a skeg. Silver Surfer does not come with an alternate head sculpt. You get one head with a calm and focused expression, which honestly works perfectly for a herald searching the cosmos for planets that Galactus can consume. The inkjet printed facial details elevate the figure from potentially boring to genuinely interesting. The Marvel Legends Silver Surfer comes with a total of 6 interchangeable hands, all of which can hinge forward and back, a pair of closed fist hands, a pair of surfing gesture hands, and a pair of sea grip hands or weapon holding hands so he can hold on to his surfboard, and the main accessory, the mini comic book. The print of Silver Surfer 1 is nicely done, and I'll most likely add this to my growing Marvel Legends mini comic books. Thankfully, I have a shelf here that can hold them. One thing that is clearly missing is a power effect. Hasbro has been doing a great job lately, including newer sculpts and more unique effect pieces. So it would have been nice to see something like a red energy blast as shown in the pages of Silver Surfer number 1. Let me know in the comments below, would you have preferred a power effect or a surfboard base instead of the mini comic book? You can also use the surfboard from his beloved HasLab, specifically the Fantastic Four movie version. The surfboard design doesn't perfectly match the comic version, but honestly, you won't really notice it unless you're looking directly from above. You also can't use the Silver Surfer comic board on that base without something like a sticky tack or blue tack, and even then, there is a noticeable gap. Hope you found this review helpful so far. If you do, I appreciate if you give this review a hype, a like, subscribe to my channel, and share this with your friends. For places where the figures in this review might still be available, I left some links in the description below.
I'm Tuggernaut!
Earlier, I showed the Silver Surfer with power effects from other Marvel Legends. In the comics, the Silver Surfer's cosmic blasts aren't just one color. They can be red, green, or even both, as you can see on this 90s trading card. One fantastic option is using custom 2D Kirby Crackle effects inspired by the legendary art of Jack Kirby. These specific pieces were created by my friend Joel over at Slideffects, links in the description below. These custom effects really help capture the retro comic book aesthetic on the shelf. This is his Kirby Cloud Dark Blue. The Kirby Cloud effect also comes in green color. For characters who play with fire, like Pyro, Human Torch, or Sunfire, the Kirby Smoke Red is a perfect fit. It can also work for Silver Surfer after firing his Red Blast, but the perfect one for him is the Cosmic Energy. It's the same one that I use also for Warbird. The new Marvel Legends Silver Surfer stands 16 cm or 6.3 inches tall. According to the Marvel Universe trading cards, Norrin Radd is 6 feet 4 inches tall, making this new figure slightly shorter for the 6-inch scale of Hasbro Marvel Legends. Norrin besides his beloved HasLab from the MCU Fantastic Four First Steps wave. Silver Surfer next to Silver Marvel Legends figures, Jocasta, Ultron, Pretty Boy, and Silver Sable. Silver Surfer besides one of my favorite X-Men, Colossus, from the Warlock Build-A-Figure wave, 80th anniversary of Marvel 2-pack with Juggernaut, MCU Deadpool Legacy Collection, and the 7-inch scale Marvel Select Colossus. Silver Surfer besides Maximum Series Spider-Man, recently reviewed Spider-Man 2099 Retro, and Uncanny Spider-Man, X-Men 97 Nightcrawler. Marvel Legends Comic Book Accessory Wave 2, Feral, Daredevil, Black Widow, and the Astonishing X-Men Beast. Silver Surfer next to different shapes and sizes of male Marvel Legends mold. X-Men 97 Wolverine, which is in the short male buck, Cyclops, which is in the regular size buck, Sunspot for a teenage buck, and the taller male Cable. Different sizes of Marvel Legends female, a pair of Miss Marvels, the authentic Warbird, and the Impostor Dark Avengers Miss Marvel, X-Men 97 Rogue, and the X-Men 97 Jubilee. Arcade nostalgia with Marvel Legends Gamerverse X-Men characters Wolverine and Psylocke. Jada Toys Street Fighters exclusive Player 2 Cammy and Vega. The tallest Jada Toys Street Fighter figure I have in my collection, Sagat, and the Marvel Legends Gamerverse Thanos. 1/12 scale Medicom toy MAFEX Weapon X, Age of Apocalypse Cyclops, Jean Grey Phoenix, and Psylocke. Figures from different toy lines: Boss Fight Studio Epic Hacks Red Sonja, X-Ray Studio Gold Hilder, Darna by Halimo Sculptures and Loose Collector, Red Sonja by Executive Replicas and Loose Collector. For a 6-inch scale versus 7-inch scale size comparison, Hasbro Marvel Legends 80th Anniversary Hulk and the Diamond Select Toys Marvel Select Immortal Hulk or the Rampaging Hulk. For packaging, Silver Surfer comes in the mini comic book retro packaging design. Top is the Silver Surfer logo. Comic book corner box on the left, digital render of Silver Surfer, and it says Marvel Legends 1968 number 1. A callback to Silver Surfer number 1 published in August 1, 1968. All comic book art of Silver Surfer here is by John Buscema from 1968 Silver Surfer number 1 comic book. At the back are the figures and their comic books for this wave. A short read up. Pause it right now if you want to have a read. Warning, legalities, and the barcode. For articulation, Silver Surfer's head can move from side to side. He has a neck peg with a hinge, can look up for flight poses, look down really well. Arms can extend that far. He has a butterfly joint, he can extend his arms that far back. He has a bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows. Wrist can swivel, can hinge forward and back. With an outdated articulation, he can crunch forward really well, crunch backward that well. Waist swivel, can do a split. Upper thigh swivel right here, double jointed pinless knees, can kick back to the butt, kick forward, boot cut, feet can hinge forward and back, and has an ankle rocker. So at the end of the day, was the wait for a pinless Marvel Legends Silver Surfer actually worth it? Based on the time with this figure, this is arguably the best version of Norrin Radd we receive at retail purely because of the updated pinless technology. It looks incredibly clean on the shelf. However, if you already own the Walgreens exclusive or the HasLab version, you might find those older versions are actually enough for your collection. Since the pins on the older version were cast in the same silver plastic anyway, the visual upgrade here is subtle. It's not a night and day difference for everyone. That said, I have to give you a serious buyer beware, because as demonstrated a while ago in the review, I encountered some frustrating paint rub on the figure. That silver finish looks premium, but it is prone to friction issues that can expose the gray base plastic underneath. If you skip that part of the video, go back and check to see where exactly the trouble spots are. It's a small QC issue that could seriously impact the long-term shelf presence of your Sentinel of the Space Wave. This new Marvel Legends Silver Surfer comic book wave is an essential pickup for anyone who missed out on those high aftermarket prices for the previous versions. It captures the classic 1966 Jack Kirby aesthetic perfectly. But I want to hear from you. Does the lack of a surfboard base or power effects makes this a pass for you? Or are you just happy to finally have a pinless surfer? I reviewed several figures from the mini comic book accessory wave 2025. Hope you check out my playlist on the top right corner of your screen. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this review useful. If you do, please give it a hype, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and share this with our fellow collectors. I hope to see you in the next one.